afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. The previous lecture we have started with the new type of welding, that is gas welding. In the gas welding, so we have given the name to that welding is oxyacetylene gas welding, right? So it was told to draw the diagram for oxyacetylene welding. Have you drawn it? Because this part was not asked in the to write the report in the report of workshop, na? Okay, so we need to draw its diagram for this oxyacetylene gas welding. Okay, so let me show the diagram for the oxyacetylene gas welding. Actually, this is three-dimensional figure, so but it is required two-dimensional. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the 2D two-dimensional diagram for the oxyacetylene gas welding. So please put the heading gas welding dash or gas welding dash oxyacetylene gas welding. Oxyacetylene gas welding. We'll have to draw this diagram with pencil and scale. Okay, first of all, draw the cylinder, that is oxygen cylinder. Then you can show a regulator over here. Then this is a pressure gauge. These are called as hoses. It's kind of a pipe through which gas is flowing. You can show acetylene cylinder, oxygen cylinder. There is a regulator for both the cylinders. Then there is a welding torch. Okay, you can draw this welding torch. Torch walls. Mixing chamber. Then there is a flame. Okay. This is workpiece. Pillar material. So please draw this diagram. draw it fast. Yes. Nice. You are the budding engineers. You go ahead, get it down. Not it down in another way. Find out the solutions. Yeah. Now present problem is that the vehicles using the four wheelers at petrol charges, diesel charges. Definitely we have to think for alternative fuel. Alternative fuel first performance down होते petrol diesel. As a body engineers can without improving performance of the engine, how will improve the average of the vehicle by using alternative fuels. Because petrol and diesel that we are importing. The state of this country. आपला मॅक्सिमम तो एक्सपोर्टिंग आहे ना ते कमी आहे ना एक्सपोर्टिंग मध्ये जास्त आपले जास्त पैसे फंड्स कुठे देणार Okay, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it over? Diagram काढली का?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this let us pay attention. So if diagram is completed, then I will open the three-dimensional diagram, or shall I keep the same diagram only? Same. Now there are two cylinders. One is of oxygen cylinder and second is acetylene cylinder. Okay, these are the two gases, right? And those gases are flows through the different hoses. Okay, it is a pipe through which gases are flowing. Those gases are coming here and they get mixed each other. Okay, the mixing of gases is taking place here. Then once mixing will be happen, then it will come out through the this torch. We can say it is a welding torch through which the gases are coming in the form of means the gases are coming throughout this. So there is an arrangement of a nozzle. You can see that it is like looks like nozzle. So flame will be produced. Okay, flame will be produced because the gases are coming. Once we give the spark with the help of just give the spark to the whatever the gases are coming out. So one flame will be produced, and that flame we have to take it close to the workpiece. And once you take it close to the workpiece, heating will be carried out. So whatever the gap is there, so they have in that gap, so we have to move this flame. At the same time, filler material is also used, so that also get flows over in the whatever the gap is produced. Okay, and as this filler material, it is coated with flux, so that flux get deposited over the welded part. जो काही welding आहे त्याच्यावरती काय होते, it deposited. So the purpose of putting the flux is that it will avoid the oxidation reaction or remove the impurities present in the metal. Whatever the impurities are present in the molten metal, that can be removed and and prevent the oxidation reaction, because in the atmosphere oxygen is there, nitrogen is there. So by using this flux, we can stop or we can prevent the oxidation reaction, right? So this way we can complete the gas welding process. So normally this gas welding process is preferred from the thickness of the plate is minimum 2 mm to up to 50 mm also. Okay, so we can prefer the gas welding. But if you compare with the this thing, arc welding process, whatever the skilled labor is required, similarly in this gas welding also skilled labor is required, skilled operator is required, because there is a flame is coming out through this this welding torch, and we have to hold whatever the gap is there, and at the same time filler material is there, so this will get melts, and in this gap the molten metal get flows, and whatever the weld can be obtained by putting it for the after solidification, we can get the good strength to the welding. जी काय स्ट्रेंथ मिळणार आहे ते तुम्हाला बरोबर ते बॅलन्स झालं पाहिजे. जो काही वेल्डिंग रॉड आहे, कन्झ्युमेबल रॉड आहे तो ऍज अ फिलर मटेरियल, आणि जी फ्लेम आहे ती फ्लेम लाईक जेट ऑफ वॉटर, जसं आपण पेल्टन टर्बाइन मध्ये बघितलं त्या टाइपची तशी फ्लेम असते. ओके, सो दॅट फ्लेम गेट फ्लोज इन दी gap and melten this workpiece, whatever the metal is there, it will get melted, and it will get flows in the gap. At the same time, whatever the consumable material, that is filler material, also get flows in the gap, and the flux which is present on this welding rod, it get deposited over the welded part, and due to this, the whatever the impurities present in the molten metal will be removed. At the same time, it will try to prevent the oxidation reaction. Okay, it will try to prevent the oxidation reaction. So that is the main advantages of putting the flux over the filler material, that is called as welding rod. Okay. So this way we can complete the gas welding process. Got it? Now what are the advantages? Again, it is portable. Is it portable or not? Simply gas stockings are there, we have to carry anywhere. Comparatively, whatever the setup cost is lesser if you can compare with the resistance welding. Correct. Again, अजून काय सांगतोय ऍडव्हान्टेजेस? Whatever the cost of this welding, it will not require much. Okay, so comparatively, whatever the welding will be done in a reasonable cost. Whatever the welding will be there, its cost will be reasonable one. That is one advantage we can say about the gas welding. The disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? It requires skilled operator. This is one disadvantage. Next. Disadvantage का सांगता येईल? We have to handle it very carefully because gases are there. If you not handle carefully, so the gas may get leaks and accident may happen. So while handling the gases, we have to handle these gases very carefully. This is one disadvantage. Azun? So whatever the welding torch is there, that should be held carefully. Otherwise, directly flame may come. It is very high temperature. So whatever the temperature of the flame is, goes around 3,200 degrees Celsius. Imagine. Okay, so whatever the flame is coming out through the welding torch, so temperature of that flame is around 3,200 degrees Celsius. म्हणजे 3,000 पेक्षा जास्त टेम्परेचर राहते. Just believe, imagine 100 degrees Celsius, 200 degrees Celsius, just imagine, and 3,200 degrees Celsius. So we have to handle very carefully. Whatever the welding torch is there, we have to handle it very carefully because the temperature of the flame is very much high. So this is also one kind of a disadvantage of this gas welding. Okay, it is expensive too. How come it's expensive too? नाही ना, एकदा तुम्ही त्याची आता हे गॅस टाकीच आहेत ना, एकदा तुम्ही घेतला परत कुठं काय एवढा प्रॉब्लेम? सेटअप कॉस्ट म्हणा. But if we compare the welding, the cost is reasonable, na? Welding cost is what? It is reasonable. Okay. Then applications. What are the applications? Again, same in the fabrications for joining the parts, automobile bodies. Okay. Different mechanical parts, we can join it by using gas welding process. Okay, but why we are not using frequent basis? Because it is very much dangerous. If the gas will get leak, so very dangerous accident may happen. That is why in most of the places it is used. Rarely it is used. The gas welding is used rarely if you compare with the arc welding. जेवढा arc welding वापरतात त्याच्यापेक्षा हे कमी प्रमाणात वापरलं जातं. Though main advantage is that whatever the higher thickness parts can be joined. Higher thickness parts can be joined by using gas welding. जर तुमची प्लेटची थिकनेस जर जास्त असेल तरी पण तुम्हाला त्या गॅस वेल्डिंगच्या सहाय्याने ते जॉइन करता येतं. That is one advantage we can say. High thickness metal parts can be joined by using gas welding. So this is also one kind of the advantage of this process. तर असे काही advantages, disadvantages आणि applications आपण या ठिकाणी सांगू शकतो. कळाले सर्वांना? बघा याच्यामध्ये फक्त प्रोसेस समजली पाहिजे. आपण गॅस वेल्डिंग कसे कॅरी आउट करायचे? 2 गॅस सिलेंडर आपण ठेवलेले आहेत, त्याच्यातून गॅसेस फ्लो होणार आहेत. ते गॅसेस परत त्या वेल्डिंग टॉर्च मध्ये मिक्स होणार आहेत आणि मिक्स झाल्यानंतर त्याचा पुढं जो काय पुढचा टॉर्च आहे तर नोझल टाइप अरेंजमेंट आहे. मग त्या ज्यावेळेस तो गॅस बाहेर येईल आणि तुम्ही त्यावेळेस तिथं बर्नर जर नेला जवळ तर तिथे फ्लेम तयार होईल. ओके, द फ्लेम विल लुक लाईक अ जेट ऑफ वॉटर. ओके, त्याला तुम्ही किंवा असं म्हणू शकता jet of the flame, and that flame you have to take it nearer to the workpiece and we have to we have to heat the metal part, and after certain time it will get melted, and that melted metal will get flows in the gas, and we have to stop the welding. We have to stop the regulator, and then we have to keep this welded part in the atmosphere for the solidification. After certain time, the solidification will be completed. So this way, the welding can be good strength to the welding can be achieved. कळलं का? समजलं सर्वांना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please write some lines about this. Write down. But it's to me 3D diagram that तुम्हाला पाहायचे असेल, you can observe it. So this is the 3D. Okay, the two topics are there. One is of oxygen, second is of acetylene gas. Right? So those gases are coming to the welding torch. The mixing will take place and it get flows through that torch. Okay. Then the flame will be produced. When we take the burner near to that, the very jet of water like flame will be produced. And with that flame, we are hitting the metal parts, and we can melt the metal. So what is the temperature of the flame is goes around 3000 to 1200 degree Celsius. So write about this gas welding. Gas welding is also type of fusion welding. Gas welding is also a type of fusion welding. Fusion welding process. Gas welding is a type of fusion welding process. Fusion welding process. Fusion welding process in which flame is produced. In which flame is produced. FLAME. Flame is produced by the combustion of gases. By the combustion of gases. Is employed to melt the metal. Is employed to melt the metal. Is employed to melt the metal. Full stop. In oxyacetylene gas welding. Next line, okay. Right in the next line. In oxyacetylene gas welding, comma, acetylene gas is used along with oxygen. The flame is produced at the tip of welding torch. The flame is produced at the tip of welding torch. Full stop. The flame melts the metal. full stop. A flux FLUX, a flux in bracket coated on the filler rod, coated on the filler rod, coated on the filler rod, bracket complete, is used during melting, is used during melting to prevent oxidation, to prevent oxidation, to prevent oxidation, and to remove impurities, and to remove impurities, and to remove impurities. Full stop. Next line. Metals of 2 mm, metals of 2 mm to 50 mm, metals of 2 mm to 50 mm, 2 mm to 50 mm, welded by gas welding, are welded by gas welding, are welded by gas welding. Full stop. The temperature of oxyacetylene flame, the temperature of oxyacetylene flame, the temperature of oxyacetylene flame is about 3200 degrees Celsius, is about 3200 degree Celsius. Full stop. A jet of oxyacetylene flame, a jet of oxyacetylene flame, a jet of oxyacetylene flame coming from the nozzle, coming from the nozzle of the burner, of the burner, is directed on, is directed on, is directed on junctions of two metal pieces, junctions of two metal pieces to be welded, to be welded, to be welded. Full stop. At the same time, at the same time, filler rod is held, at the same time, filler rod is held in the zone of, in the zone of ZONE zone, in the zone of jet, in the zone of jet, in the zone of jet, 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 and it melts, sorry, and it's melt, and it's melt, and it's melt depends on fused junction, deposited, sorry, deposited, its melt is deposited, its melt is deposited on the fused junction, its melt is deposited on the fused junction. Full stop. A weld is obtained after the molten metal, a weld is obtained, a weld is obtained, a weld is obtained after the molten metal, after the molten metal, after the molten metal solidifies, solidifies solidifies, full stop. Okay, so this is the process of a gas welding. Okay, now next is that advantages. We'll mention the advantages of gas welding. Advantages: equipment is inexpensive. Equipment is inexpensive. Equipment is inexpensive and it is portable. Equipment is inexpensive and it is portable. It is easily portable. It is easily portable. Equipment is inexpensive and it is easily portable. It is a large variety of materials can be welded. Large variety of metals to materials. Large variety of materials can be welded. Large variety of materials can be welded. Next, welds can be produced. Welds can be produced. Welds, WELDS, welds can be produced with reasonable cost. With reasonable cost. Welds can be produced at reasonable cost. These are the certain advantages. Now disadvantages: skilled operator is required. Skilled operator is required. Second, equipment needs to be handled. Equipment needs to be handled very carefully. Equipment needs to be handled very carefully. As acetylene gas is very much explosive. As acetylene gas is very much explosive. As acetylene gas is very much explosive. Next, welding torch. Welding torch needs to be handled very carefully. Welding torch needs to be handled very carefully. As temperature of the flame is very high. As temperature of the flame is very high. Temperature of the flame is very high. Okay. आता advantage मध्ये अजून लिहू शकता. High thickness parts can be welded. High thickness parts can be welded. High thickness parts can be welded by using gas welding. High thickness parts can be welded by using gas welding. Then applications. It is used in automobile sectors. It is used in automobile sectors. Comma, fabrication shops. Fabrication shops. Fabrication shops. Okay. These are the some applications we can say we are using the gas welding. One homework I would like to give here. You can write later also, if possible today. Give the difference between, write down. Give the difference between, write down question. Give the difference between gas welding and arc welding. Give the difference between gas welding and arc welding. आता तुम्हाला जे मी राइटअप दिलेला आहे नोट्स मध्ये किंवा ऍडव्हान्टेजेस आहे आपण डिस्कस केले, डिसएडव्हान्टेज डिस्कस केले, ऍप्लिकेशन डिस्कस केले, त्या सर्व पॉइंटचा रेफरन्स घेऊन काय करा तुम्ही, मेक अ कॉलम्स. In one column gas welding, in another column arc welding. Okay, so prepare the minimum 5 to 6 points should be prepared for to differentiate this gas welding process and arc welding process. Okay, so here our this gas welding process is completed. Now one part is there that only we'll discuss shortly. So what are the flames are coming here? Okay, so question may be in your mind, if temperature is this much, then how you can join the such a small thickness parts, 2 mm thickness, 3 mm, 4 mm, 5 mm. If temperature is this much is there, then it will get burned immediately. That may be the question in your mind. We have to there are different kinds of flames. There are different types of flames. One is carburizing flame, neutral flame, and oxidizing flame. So 3 flames are there. Depends on the metal thickness, we can select the type of flame. Okay, when we say carburizing flame, means content of carbon will be more. When we say oxidizing flame, म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस कॉम्बिनेशन असणार आहे ऑक्सिजनचं आणि ऍसिटिलीन गॅसचं, त्याचं तुम्ही केमिकल फॉर्म्युले जर बघितले, व्हॉट इज फॉर्म्युला ऑफ ऍसिटिलीन? केमिकल फॉर्म्युला ऑफ ऍसिटिलीन CH3. केमिस्ट्री मध्ये तुम्ही शिकलात. So that formula, if you see that, if it reacts with oxygen, okay, so if you see the byproducts we can get after getting the reactions of the acetylene and oxygen, what are the byproducts you can see. So here, as when we want to create when we want to have the carburizing flame, it means what, more amount of acetylene gas should be flowed. म्हणजे काय acetylene जो गॅस आहे तो जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये तो प्रमाण जास्त असणार आहे, ऑक्सिजनचे प्रमाण कमी असेल. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज acetylene flame. किंवा त्याला तुम्ही कार्बोरायझिंग फ्लेम म्हणायचं. कार्बनची संख्या जास्त आहे, ऑक्सिजनची संख्या कमी आहे. सो दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज कार्बोरायझिंग फ्लेम. देन सेकंड इज न्यूट्रल फ्लेम. न्यूट्रल फ्लेम मीन्स व्हाट, oxygen percentage and carbon percentage is 50-50 or equal. When it is there, then we can say it is neutral flame. Then third flame is oxidizing flame. So oxidizing flame means what, oxygen will be more and carbon will be lesser. So that is the oxidizing flame. So it is in your hand, because that's why there are regulators are provided for oxygen gas cylinder, oxygen cylinder, and this acetylene cylinder. So depends on that our requirement, we can regulate the flow of gases, because the gases are coming through the oxygen gas cylinder and the acetylene cylinder. So those gas mix with each other in the mixing chamber, and through that mixing chamber you are going to get a flame through the welding torch. And once we take the burner near to that flame, that is a high temperature flame will be produced. Okay, and accordingly that flame will be taken at the junctions where you want to join the metal pieces. जिथं तुम्हाला metal pieces join करायचे आहेत. येते का लक्षात? So these three flames we will study in detail in the next lecture. त्या काय असतात आणि कुठल्या वेळेस कुठलं वापरायचं. So next lecture we will study how carburizing flame is produced, oxidizing flame, and the neutral flame. So we'll stop here. Please give the attendance. Give the attendance. Roll number 1.
Present.
I have lecture. I have some other important. Roll number 1.
Present.
2.
Present, sir.
3.
Present, sir.
4.
Present, sir.
5.
Present, sir.
6.
Present, sir.
7.
Present, sir.
8. Roll number 8. Shraddha, why are you not coming? You are staying in Bangavida. Why are you not coming to college?
Sir, second semester पासून करते ऑफलाइन.
ऑस्ट्रेलियाला आता बरेचशे मुली आले. You bring your Bangavida team.
Okay, sir.
Roll number 8. 9.
Present, sir.
10.
Present, sir.
11. 12. 13.
Present, sir.
14. 15.
Present, sir.
16.
Present.
17.
Present, sir.
17. 18. 19.
Present.
20.
Present, sir.
21.
Present, sir.
22.
Present, sir.
23. 23.
Present, sir.
24.
Present, sir.
25.
Present, sir.
26.
Present, sir.
27.
Present, sir.
28.
Present.
29.
Present, sir.
30. 31.
Present, sir.
32. 33.
Present, sir.
33.
Present, sir.
34.
Present, sir.
35.
Present, sir.
36.
Present, sir.
37.
Present, sir.
38. 39. 39.
Present, sir.
40. Roll number 40. 41. 42. 42. Noted. 42 noted. 43. 43. 44. 44. 45. 46. 47. 47. 48. 49.
Present, sir.
50. 51. 51. 52. 53. 53.
Present, sir.
54.
Present, sir.
55.
Present, sir.
56.
Present, sir.
57. 58. 58. 59.
Present, sir.
60. Roll number 60. 61.
Present, sir.
Okay. I will repeat absent numbers. Roll number 12. 17. Roll number 40. 43. 44. 47. 50. 51. 58 and 60. These are absent.
60 is present.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Sir, 60 is present.
Noted.
Sir, 17 also present.
17 present. Okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much.